Vaca playing it deep to the far side to Chiz, who can't quite keep it in despite his best efforts. Thrown in by Heidelberg. Played up along to Joseph. Lost at the hands of Leland. Emmert's looking to hold it up for his teammate Dante Perry. Perry has it. Now Gavin Bignell tries a strike, and that's right into the chest of Illested. Heidelberg's head coach Nick Spell in his 17th year coaching soccer at the Berg. Second as director of soccer and men's coach. Before that, he was the manager of the women's squad. Coached them for 15 seasons. Felt like the women's program was in a good place and wanted to bring some stability to the men's team that had seen a fair amount of coaching turnover, so was asked by the AD to shift over to the other squad, and he gladly obliged, and this is his second season at the helm of the male program. Looking to improve every day. Adrian and Heidelberg in a very similar boat in the fact that they've had recent struggles, and they're really looking to turn it around this year. Perry, time and space for him. Gets by White. Now that pass had a bit too much steam on it, and Perry exhibiting some frustration. Sub waiting in the wings for the Bulldogs. It's Bradley Witham waiting on the center half line. Atito trying to connect with Paul. Out for a Heidelberg throw-in. Atito still limping a bit. Back now for Mangone. On along for Zach. Great move in the feet by Joseph. He was caught somewhat late there, and that'll win a set piece for Heidelberg. Adrian being commanded by their bench to turn and face the opposition. It's always dangerous. I think you have to look at those two incredibly tall players for Heidelberg. Atito and Young, it will come to neither of those two, but rather to Zane Paul, who looked to flick it on goal. Didn't quite have enough velocity to challenge Vaca, who got over somewhat easily for it. Now Adrian looking to put on a counter. They've got Chiz in the middle. Heavy touch on it. Able to regain possession on the ball again, and just came outside the touchline. Really good vision there by Bignell to try and connect with Chiz. The thought process was right. Emmert into the middle to Chiz. Tries a strike on goal. Illestad just barely got a strong right hand to that one. Diving for the corner. An excellent effort from Chris Chiz, who now he'll get a respite on the bench. Also coming off is Bignell, who's had a lot of work to do in this first half. Adrian wins a corner as Asher Casino and Bradley Witham will enter the playing surface. Luke Gritza, the sophomore from Dublin, Ohio, to whip this one in. Coming out for it, Illestad. Collided with. He'll win the set piece. Great aggressiveness by Adrian, but they're booked for another foul. Really good delivery by Gritza. Right on the edge of the goal area. Illestad had to be on top of his game, but showing off his quality yet again. Got hands to it, and then with a Bulldog crashing into him, he warranted the foul. Flicked on well here. Trying to run onto it is Wienen. Vaca sends one high in the air that will fly out of play. Witham still doing a good job to track it. It looks like at this stage of the game, Adrian's best hopes will be to play off the counterattack as Heidelberg looks to possess. This one poked on along for Simon Joseph, who couldn't quite control it with his first touch. Another good connection with his teammate, Kelly Atito. A big gap in this Heidelberg squad was created when they lost Rafael Bellucci-Marin, Sao Paulo product, who was named the OAC Freshman of the Year, the first Heidelberg player to ever be awarded that honor. And as a result of his strong play with 4 goals and 4 assists, he transferred into the Division I level at Winthrop University in South Carolina. So really they've been looking to Ben White and company to step up to fill that midfield void for the Student Princes. Played into the middle. Leland has some room. Played on for Casino. Can he get a touch? Diving out for it. Illestad acrobatically. The goalkeeper has been so very good early on in this game. Seems as if he has springs for legs. The explosion we saw there to get out for it, to beat Casino to the ball. Another chance here. Casino looking to volley that cross in. He'll win another corner kick. Good pressure here from Adrian College. Gritza's first corner kick delivery was extremely good. We'll see if he can find a repeat performance. Politi joining him there. And it looks like Adrian's center back, the left footer, will opt to take this one as to provide an in-swinging ball instead of an out-swinger that Gritza would have provided, being right-footed. Sent in by Politi. High in the air. Can they get ahead on it? Ben White, the Heidelberg player, the only one in the vicinity. Leland working hard to try and win it back. But it's Joseph playing on for Zach. Speeding down the right wing. Pope whiffed on it, and now it comes free. Isaac Wienen from the left side of the 18-yard box. He'll opt not to shoot. Instead, he drops it back for Paul. Nearly a chance there off the miscue from Andrew Pope. Now Pope will settle. Gives it ahead to Casino. Look to get a redirection into the center of the park. That was cut out by Heidelberg. And now Sigurd Illestad will settle this game down yet again. 15 minutes to go in this first half. Action ramping up, but still neither team able to get on the score sheet. Into the middle for Ben White. Played long. And Vaca will scoop that ball up. Vaca, the 6'1" goalkeeper out of Plymouth High School. Sports management major here at Adrian College. Had 6 saves last game against Siena Heights. Started 4 matches last season in a largely backup role. Several players getting tangled up there. But the referee decides to play on. That pass too far in front of Perry. Leland and Perry unable to find the same wavelength. Good interception by Davison. And maybe a gap here in the middle for Gritza, who stumbled over the ball a bit. And possession back with the Student Princes. Wide for Trent Green. Ben White, Buckingham, England native, looking to turn Mooser but can't do so. Gets a touch in on the back of the Adrian fullback. Atito flicking it high in the air. With him, trying to get body position. Dropping it for Mooser. Clearing attempt blocked. That's towed away by Politi. Ball just caroming about here on Adrian's half of the pitch. And now Atito to drop it and settle this game down for the Student Princes as Devin Smith will join the fray. Pass to the far corner, and the ball just rolls so quickly on this turf. Difficult to play a effective through ball, as these players are learning. Adrian assembling in a 4-3-3 formation so far in this game. They like to open the game up by having their outside backs play in the wide areas. The emphasis on Mooser and Davison quite a bit as they try to put together some offensive opportunities. No one there for Leland's pass. Taken back by the Student Princes. A touch from Joseph. 2 players fall to the ground in a heap. A great tackle by Andrew Pope to win it away from Atito. Long ball from Davison that Emmert will look to run onto. Sent high in the air. Owen Emmert trying to track it. Goes up with a Student Prince player. Davison wins the race with Ben White. With him. Contesting with Paul for it. Wienen dropping it back. Now Leland. Played wide for Mooser, who will take his space. Brady Mooser, one-on-one. And an excellent job there by Trent Green to intervene. Ben Smith with the ball at his feet. Lobbed over the top for Atito. And more astute defending by Brian Politti, who knew that if that ball went over his head, it very well could have spelled out the first goal of the game. Pope. On to Davison. Casino trying to hurry to get to it. Instead, it's Mangone. Smith. Back to the feet of Nick Mangone, sophomore out of Herndon, Virginia. Graduated from South Lakes High School. As this ball played in behind, Ben Smith out for it. Vaca intervened. A pair of top-class saves there from Jackson Vaca, as it looked like Ben Smith was going to be in on goal. Denied the rebound attempt as well. The sophomore keeper doing ever so well, and maybe it's a chance the other direction. Witham fanned on that passing attempt. A multitude of subs coming on here. 3 for Adrian College and 1 for Heidelberg. It is Noah Charette coming on for the Student Princes. Pat Hanlon, as well as Jack Millette and Mitchell Maddox coming on for the Bulldogs. Getting a breather are Dante Perry, Owen Emmerts, and Luke Gritza. Gritza and Perry have been at the center of everything Adrian has done so far in this game. We'll see how they can cope without him. Perhaps fresh legs will help provide new life to this Adrian squad. 10 minutes yet to go in this first half. Happy you've joined us on Adrian College TV. I'm Calvin Keys. Ethan White dropping for Illestad. 3 international players on this Heidelberg team. They've got Sigurd Illestad, the goalkeeper from Norway, Ethan White, midfielder from England, and then on the bench currently is number 11 Andre Navas, who hails from Ecuador. Adrian's only foreign player is the currently injured Guido Fittipaldi from Argentina. Buenos Aires native. Davison with it now. Leland, sophomore from Sterling Heights. Hanlon looking to settle it down. The senior turned it over. Now Paul. Looked to provide a ball over the top that was behind Charit's intended path. Clock waning down in this first half. It's been entertaining. Chances for both teams, but the storyline has been excellent goalkeeping from both Sigurd Illestad and Jackson Vaca on both sides of the pitch. Certainly have had to be at their best. They've been tested. Zach. Devin Smith. Played along the back. Players crowding Adrian's back line for Heidelberg. Looking for a through pass. They've got 4 players on Adrian's back 4 right now. On over from Mangone. Lots of space. Pressing up the pitch right now is Heidelberg. Played wide. Onto the fullback. Now in behind for Wienen. And the assistant referee's flag is up for offsides. So in their anticipation to get up the pitch, Heidelberg's Isaac Wienen got behind the second to last defender, so it will be a set piece for Adrian College. Vaca to take it. Adrian lining up in the 4-3-3. Coach Mike Hatfield saying he wanted to give his players freedom to be artists on the field, take advantage of the triangles, and really play 1v1. Heidelberg making 2 substitutions right now, as they will call on Josh Dahm and Lucas Stein, replacing Isaac Wienen and Simon Joseph, who's wreaked a bit of havoc on the far side of the pitch on the left wing. Gary Davison has had his handful trying to contain him early on in this one. Mangone will play it across. Devin Smith. Now for Zach. Back for Smith, eclipsing the 7-minute mark in this game. Not much time to be played. Heidelberg looking to get off the mark late in this first half. Chances both ways, but most of the possession for about the last 10 minutes of this match has belonged to the Student Princes. Long ball attempt here, running onto it, and Politi heading it back to his goalkeeper Vaca, who had to speed out yet again to grab it. Leland drop pass to Politi, who will have to run back deep to obtain it. Had enough time to get a bit of a run-up going. Flicked on by Witham. Hanlon couldn't get to it. Taken here by Maddox. Tried to thread it for Casino. Didn't quite come off for him. Now Dom. Playing it wide, and Zach with the ball at his feet. The defensive midfielder finds his center back now. Play slowing down here. Heidelberg University located 90 miles south from Adrian in Tiffin, Ohio. About an hour and a half drive. As Heidelberg will win the corner here. Took a knock off of Andrew Pope, and a late chance in this first half for the Student Princes. It'll be Ben White to jog down to the corner flag and deliver what could be a decisive ball. White was an academic All-OAC player last season. We'll see if he can use his IQ to deliver a good corner kick. Punched away by Vaca. Pressing on to his opponent there was Jack Millett. And it's out for a throw-in. Thought it may have been a foul call for a second as he was hanging all over Noah Sharrett. And it looks like it will be a free kick. A bit of a pseudo corner kick here for Heidelberg as it's in a similar position. Ben White again standing over it. Accurately wears the number 10, the top playmaker for this Heidelberg team. White. Ball into the box to the far post, through the arms of Jackson Vaca, but no harm done. Leland will send it up the line. A brief break for Adrian, as their back four will get a moment to reorganize. Illestad, long ball onto White on the right wing. Ben White nearly got by Brian Politi, but it's played out for a goal kick. Heidelberg's head coach, Nick Spell. He's coached 18 All-Ohio Athletic Conference and 44 academic All-OAC award winners at Heidelberg. His student assistants are Lexi Foley and graduate assistant Kokai Manami, native of Japan. So really a large international influence on this Heidelberg team from all different corners of the globe. Casino trying to press the Heidelberg player. He did very well and just sent his shot wide, but gets some applause for the crowd as Asher Casino ran down Heidelberg's center back, Devin Smith. A bit of a miscommunication between Illestad and Smith that allowed Casino to just slip through the cracks, if you will, and try an attempt that was very nearly heading for the net. Certainly a heart-pounding moment if you're a Student Princess soccer fan. They've had more of the chances, but were nearly foiled by just a simple miscommunication at the back. Perhaps the first mistake that Illestad has made in this game. He doesn't commit many, so you really have to capitalize, and Casino came very close to doing so. Stoppage here. Free kick that it looks like Mooser will have the responsibility of taking. Believe it was offsides possibly against Heidelberg, although it's at the halfway line, so don't know how that would have been feasible as we approach the final 2 minutes of the first 45. High ball played in by Mooser. Student Princes up to clear it. Laline back into the mixer. Shielding it there is Charlotte. Mooser stumbles, stays with it, feeds Leland. Wide for Davison. Good distribution by the Bulldogs right now. Maddox couldn't connect with it. Now it's White in behind Politi. Brian Politi trying to track down Ben White. White down the right side and dribbles out the end line for a goal kick. Dante Perry just sprayed his water bottle up in the air in excitement, urging on his men, the emotional heart and soul of this Bulldog soccer team. Brian Politi, been one of the stars of this first half, had his hands full trying to contain the talented attack of this Heidelberg team, but he's done ever so well. The emphasis and all eyes were on him, with his teammate and center back partner, typically Colin O'Neill, out with a knock for this game. He stepped up in a big way to keep this game scoreless. Final minute of play. Sent on here by Millette. Hanlon loses out to Paul. Mooser winning it back quickly. Sent high in the air by Trent Green. Leland using his vertical to head it back up the other direction. Now Millette. Hanlon doing his very best to chase after it. Green will send that ball as far as he possibly can to try to kill some time with the ball in his own defending third. Put into the box by Witham, or rather far outside the box. A counter here maybe for Heidelberg. Racing out again for it. Andrew Pope doing his best to track him down as that shot is sent wide. It was Noah Charit, who's made a big impact since coming on in the first half, who received the final chance of the first 45. It was sent wide to Vaca's left. So as things stand, it will remain 0-0 going into the halftime break. Great goalkeeping and defending, especially from the Adrian Bulldogs. And going into the second half, we'll still look for our first goal. Stay with us here on Adrian College TV, where we'll be back with the second half in a few moments.
Crosses over, back onto the far side. Rips a shot, she scores!
What if you didn't choose to become an Adrian College Bulldog? Surely you would have carried on with your education and could potentially be graduating elsewhere. But what would you have the honor of greeting Bruiser on campus? Would you have had the privilege of working alongside faculty that know your name? Would you have had the opportunity to learn and grow in an environment that is seeking the truth and dignity in all people? Would you have had a creative learning environment that is supportive of challenging you and achieving excellence in your academics, but also your personal and professional lives? This has been Adrian College's promise to us. Just as our families have promised to love us unconditionally and support us through the many peaks and valleys of our lives, Adrian offered a similar promise to us when they realized our potential by asking us to join them. While we have been busy navigating the many what-ifs of our time, none of which we could have imagined, we have indeed found the cane that holds our ribbons of excellence at Adrian to stand strong. Strength and tradition. A tradition that carries on from graduating class to graduating class. A symbolic reminder of the leadership carrying the motto, no victory without work. The Adrian College class of 2021 can proudly proclaim that we have earned our ribbon of excellence for persevering through a pandemic because of our hard work. We have had to learn how to best navigate the many what-ifs in uncharted times. While some of the what-ifs have been answered, it is now up to each of us to embrace and navigate on our own. What if I take that job? What if I decide to continue on for postgraduate endeavors? What if I decide this? What if I decide that? No matter what, you'll be able to face your tomorrow knowing that you are a member of a pack, the Adrian College Bulldogs class of 2021.
Part of the family here at Adrian College are the friends we've made. These friends have gone to games with you, shared late night tales with you, explored downtown with you, and joked around with you at Ritchie. They were in the library with you at midnight studying for the 8 a.m. exam you forgot to study for. And they're there when you cried because you failed that exam. These friends are your new family members now. You will stay in touch with them forever, even if it's just liking their Facebook post about the new puppy they just got. Parents, family, and friends, we cannot thank you enough for everything you have done for us. Thank you for the support and the opportunity for this moment to graduate from Adrian College. You have helped us reach our dreams and goals in life. Congratulations, class of 2021. We finally made it.
Welcome to Adrian, Michigan. We're located in a proud college town. Adrian College is situated just 45 minutes from Ann Arbor, Detroit, and Toledo. We're very excited to show you just a little bit of what AC has to offer. This is the gateway to our campus. Welcome to the place that we believe will change the rest of your life. AC features one of the most well-rounded educational experiences in the country. We offer over 60 different academic majors and 10 academic institutes, as well as dozens of student organizations. Year after year, we've been ranked as one of the nation's best colleges, including being one of the most innovative institutions in the U.S. for our medical programs. Our campus is simply beautiful. Our student-to-faculty ratio is an incredible 13-to-1. That means more attention for you and a much better overall learning environment. We know how to put together an education that is life-changing, and these are just some of the highlights. From our communication arts program, to our many performing arts, to the home of business on campus, to our sciences and medical studies, we have the spaces where you can grow into the professional that you want to become. Our first-year student experience is award-winning. You'll make lifelong friends here, meet mentors, and maybe even meet that special someone. The Kane Student Center is open 24 hours a day, and there's a lot going on here. The Bulldog Beanery has all of your hot drinks. Pause and Go is our on-campus convenience store. The bookstore is where you'll get all of your Bulldog gear, and you can just hang out and study in the skyboxes. Not far away is the Shipman Library. The Shipman has quiet, relaxing spaces for you to study in. You can check out books from thousands of libraries around the country, and the Shipman is open 24 hours as well for your convenience. There are hundreds of learning opportunities on campus. In addition to the arts and beautiful facilities, Adrian College is known for its athletic programs. There is nothing like a Saturday game day here in Adrian. The Bulldog football team are 11-time MIAA champions. At Docking Stadium, fans watch soccer, lacrosse, football, and more. Just a few hundred yards away, Adrian College's basketball teams compete. In addition to basketball, fans can enjoy wrestling, acro and tumbling, and volleyball here. We also have a state-of-the-art weight room available to all of our students. When things heat up too much on campus, you can cool off with our ice sports. Our NCAA ice hockey teams are constantly battling in the national playoffs. Just a quick walk down the service drive, we feature one of the best baseball and softball programs in the nation at our level. Soon you'll be able to cross the street and watch men's and women's rugby take to the pitch as well. Our rowing, crew, and top-ranked bass fishing programs compete out of the Adrian College Boathouse, a gorgeous facility just a 15-minute drive north on Devil's Lake. Our students know how to relax in their downtime. When they're not out and about, we have dozens of housing options on campus. With apartments right in the mix of things, you can pick what works best for you. We've also recently renovated a few of our housing options. Adrian College is a Methodist-affiliated institution that has been changing lives since 1859. The modern liberal arts education offered by our faculty is unrivaled. We can't wait to have you on campus and show you around. Visit adrian.edu to schedule a full campus visit today. We'll see you soon.
Adrian College has once again been recognized for its commitment to engaged, experiential education by Colleges of Distinction, a one-of-a-kind guide for college-bound students. While higher education has changed over the past 20 years, Colleges of Distinction's selection process has stayed consistent in accepting only those that adhere to the 4 distinctions: engaged students, great teaching, vibrant community, and successful outcomes. Overlaid in the last few years have been a look into high-impact practices. They believe most critical to the student experience were the kinds of engaging experience that are found at Adrian College. To learn more, please visit adrian.edu.
Welcome back to Docking Stadium, soccer fans. The Adrian Bulldogs hosting Heidelberg University Student Princes. It still remains scoreless here at the campus of Adrian College. Both teams had chances, but the story was the goalkeepers for both sides, as you can see here on our nifty little graphic we have displayed on the screen. Jackson Vaca, the Bulldogs goalkeeper, with 2 saves. Heidelberg's goalkeeper had 4 saves, but perhaps you could attribute several additional saves for Vaca, as he had to come off his line and clear it away with his feet on numerous occasions. Adrian outshot Heidelberg, had some extremely promising chances, just weren't able to find the back of the net. Heidelberg carried the possession. We'll see how things shift in this second half, as really both teams looking to find their identity here early on in the season. Neither have been able to find their first win of the year yet. Adrian has a loss to their name at the hands of the Siena Heights Saints. And as for Heidelberg, they tied Defiance earlier on. Adrian will stay at home for the near future. Their next 3 games will be here at Docking Stadium. Next week they play games on back-to-back days, taking on Spring Arbor on Tuesday and then the University of St. Francis on Wednesday, both those games starting at 7 p.m. here on Adrian College TV. St. Francis will be a tough test. They took down the Carlos Celtics in Pittsburgh tonight, 10-0. So Adrian certainly has their work cut out for them in that matchup. Bulldogs lining up in a 4-3-3 formation in that first half. Heidelberg in the 4-1-4-1. Both teams looking to play on the outside. Heidelberg with their wingers and Adrian with their fullbacks. The Student Prince's coach, Nick Spell, spoke to me earlier today saying that his team is fluid and able to adapt depending on the flow of the game, and so far they've played the role of the possessing side, just biding their time, waiting for chances to open up. As for Adrian, they've largely played on the counter. Just about ready for this second half kickoff now. See how long it will take for one of these teams to get on the board. Kelly Atito to kick off this second half. He had an abundance of chances in the first, asserting himself physically in this game. Racing back toward it was Hofius, kept Illestad honest, and the first foul of this game will be at the hands of Hussein Faraj, who upended Gary Davison. The two exchanged a good-natured handshake in the aftermath. Just two competitors working hard to try and win the ball, and Faraj was a bit clumsy with the challenge. So a free kick for Davison. Played deep into Adrian's end. It's knocked back by Hofius. Gritza hanging all over Wienen. Still able to get it up to White. Joseph trying to win it, but intercepted by Musser. Couldn't keep it in play, however. White looking to turn by Leland. Does so. Politi will gain body position on Atito and send it back. Politi again with the header. I'd like to see a count of how many times he's used his head so far tonight. Has to be in the double digits at this point in the game. In fact, he's prevented a slew of scoring chances by similar methods. Perry laying off for Aiden Lalin. Davison back in for Leland. Tried to play Chiz down the line. 50-50 ball. Played nicely on for Atito. Gritza intercepting again. Perry regaining possession into the middle for Hofius, who tried to use his body to turn with it. Bulldogs play it into touch. Throw in for the Student Princes. If you're wondering the backstory behind the unique mascot for this Heidelberg team, it stems from a play by the same name about Heidelberg University, their counterpart in the country of Germany, in which a prince actually goes to school on the campus of Heidelberg University, albeit, of course, the one in the nation of Germany. Certainly an interesting backstory. Took me down an internet rabbit hole earlier on this afternoon. Very interesting to see the origins. As this ball is flicked on for Joseph, a chance. Knocked that one far wide. It was curling away. Crafty little play on to the feet of Simon Joseph. Flick from a teammate. Struck it well, but not on frame. Wasn't able to test Jackson Vaca's fortitude. Sigurd Illestad, the Norwegian, up for one of his American teammates, LaRoche, from Norwalk, Ohio. Very diverse recruiting for this Heidelberg team. Have players from all across the United States, as well as 3 foreign countries. Their coach, one of their assistant coaches, is also Japanese, so really bringing expertise from all around the world to this football team. Now Chiz will try his luck. That's Illestad knocking it down with his hands before he'll grab it. Pushing his back line up the field. Heidelberg's coach Nick Spell attested time and time again to just the leadership Illestad has back there in between the sticks, his fortitude, and the way he inspires the rest of his team. Does a really good job organizing the back four of the Student Princes. Atito, a good touch. On for Farage. Has an overlapping run if he chooses to use it from LaRoche. Instead, he's going to take it himself. Davison, will lock him up, play it back off the feet of Farage, and out for a goal kick. That's been the story. Talented attackers for Heidelberg, but so far, the defenders for Adrian have proved their quality through and through. Almost 5 minutes into this game. Adrian has a 2-2 record in the all-time series against this squad. Their first meeting took place on August 30th, 2014. The Bulldogs fell to the Berg 5-2 in Tiffin, Ohio. Adrian's won the last 2 meetings. Last year they won 3-2, which was one of just 2 victories total on the season for the Bulldogs. Came from behind in that game after conceding 2 goals in the first 15 minutes of play. It was a miraculous comeback. Scored 3 unanswered to win the match. Winning it back here, Weenan. Onto the feet of Simon Joseph. He's ever so quick, crosses it across the face of goal, and Vaca stooping low to grasp it. Heads to the top of the 18-yard box. Showing off his arm strength with that lengthy throw. Played far ahead to no one in particular. Leland getting a foot in. Perry gives a bit of a forearm shiver to his opponent. Brushes off the hair. He's all right. Timothy Zach back on his feet. The CDM helps anchor the defensive shape of this team in the 4-1-4-1. Justin Sarka was one of the players who sparked the comeback for the Bulldogs last time these two teams faced. Not at Adrian's disposal this time around with an injury. Also out of the lineup, center back Colin O'Neill, new acquisition from Spokane College, Juan Tepia, also out of the lineup, as well as the Argentinian Guido Fittipaldi. So a shorthanded Adrian club that's made the most out of the personnel they do have, as Perry will play this one through to Bignall, who just can't get it in time. Illestad will spill it, loose for a moment. Chiz was crashing in, trying to take advantage, but Illestad astute to get back for it and make up for his momentary error. Illestad will set it at his feet. A quality chance for the Bulldogs. There's been no shortage of them in this game. What we have had, however, is a shortage of goals. Chiz looking to change that. A ball to the near post. And Illestad able to make the stop and able to keep it inside the bounds of play. Coach Nick Spell giving instruction to his men. Doesn't like the individuality of his team right now. Wants them to play as a unit. Soccer is predominantly a team sport. Of course, individual skill is important, but being on the same page and the camaraderie and the chemistry of the team is what comes first and foremost. Physical battle here with Chiz. Pope scrambling for it. Vaca will ease the pressure on the Adrian line and then roll it with finesse to Davison's feet. Wide to Chiz, a nice touch there. What a nutmeg there on Farage, but loses possession, muscled off the ball. Gritza will not make the same mistake. Up for Hofius. Got a piece, but not enough. 37 minutes on the clock. LaRoche to put it in play. Devin Smith switches the field. Dropped for Illestad. Showing off the superb lower body strength he possesses with that thundering kick. Politi. Over the head from Bignall. And then headed onwards. He'll stay with it a bit. Isolated on that wide flank. Perry. And then again off of Atito. Kelly Atito, he's been subdued for the most part. He's a very sizable player. Senior out of Taylor, Michigan. Bit of a homecoming for him back in the Great Lakes State this evening. But he was talked about so much as a significant threat, and we've not seen it so far. There has been times during the game where he's limping, so you have to wonder if he's at 100%. But props to Adrian. size and stature of Adrian's backline pales in comparison to that of Tito, but they've made up for it with good fundamental play and positioning, as well as communication. Politi sending it ahead, flicked into the middle. Perry with some room to work. Dante Perry cuts it back, playing on to Gavin Bignall, just too far ahead of him. Really good work on the quick counter from Adrian College, generating a chance off a throw-in. But again, just that quick rolling turf surface is the demise of another promising attack. As this one played through the middle to Tito, couldn't quite corral it. Vaca will throw quickly to Gritza. Such a quality player in a increased role in the absence of Sarka. And again, it's Farage taking Davison to the ground. Gritza will just dink this one back to Gary Davison. Sent across in the air. No one there. Politi's going to race to try to keep it in play. Just able to do so. Politi doing very well, as is Bignall with that skill move. On the left wing. Tries to put in a cross, but it's blocked away by the Student Princes. And thrown in quickly to Hofius. Hofius to put in the service. Too far in the air for Chiz to reach. As Owen Emmert will return to the ball game. Saw action in the first half, as well as number 18, Noah Charit, who had a big first half performance in the latter 15 minutes. Zane Paul will come in, Lucas Stein, and Tyler Amstutz all in for the Berg. Chiz conversing on the sideline with assistant coach Matt Twiss, trying to break down what he could have done better in that attack. Chiz has brought the energy tonight. Props to him. Pope pokes it away. Paul sent across the pitch. Intercepting was Bignall. Gritza to drop for Leland. Has a man on him. Good build-up for Bignall again. Nifty hesitation move. Some Maradona action. Laid off now. Finds Leland in the midfield again. He'll stretch the field to Davison. Adrian on the same wavelength right now. Quickly some radio interference. And it's Devin Smith taking it away. Emmert will stay persistent with it. Hemmed in their own end. Illestad forced to clear. Davison misplayed it. Came off the Heidelberg player. It appeared from my vantage point, but still the throw-in will go to the Student Princes. LaRoche down the line for Atito. Atito flicks it over the head of Politi. Vaca coming out. Atito pokes it by him. He's taken to ground, and a penalty kick is signaled by the official. Jackson Vaca coming off his line to try to make the save on Kelly Atito. Atito touched it by him with grace and then was knocked off of his feet, and it's a fitting foul call, and this could be a pivotal moment in this soccer match. We'll see who will take it. Kelly Atito looking a bit worse for wear, with a bit of a delay in his step, but he'll grab the ball, and it looks like he'll take this one. Jackson Vaca has had to come off his line on so many occasions tonight, and for the most part, he's done it fairly cleanly. Well, that time wasn't able to get a clearance, and now Kelly Atito over the ball. Can he break the deadlock? Referee giving instruction to the players at the 18-yard box, and now Atito stares down Vaca, approaches the penalty kick, and Jackson Vaca with the save. Read the mind of Kelly Atito, got down for it. He's been the hero so far tonight and continues to write a similar storyline. The sophomore does not feel pressure, ice in his veins, saves the penalty kick. A corner now for Heidelberg. Kelly Atito has to be feeling the frustration. He's had chances, but stoned again by Jackson Vaca. And now the corner kick is in. Headed away by Adrian Emmert racing for it. trying to play up the line. Cuts it back, comes off a Student Prince player. It's Adrian ball. Davison waiting for some support from his teammates. Throws it ahead. Perry loses his footing. The Bulldogs dodge a bullet with that timely save from Jackson Vaca on the penalty kick. We stay scoreless. Still 30 minutes left in this one. A chance for another twist in the plot, potentially, as Atito races after this one, but can't quite get there in time. Davison played up the near side. Perry made a bit of a mess of that turn, but salvages it. Davison, middle for Gritza. Lofted ahead for Hofius. Laid off for Perry. Plays the ball up ahead for Owen Emmert. That is well weighted. Emmert's puts it through the uprights. Goal kick. Finally a chance to catch our breath after it was end-to-end action here at Docking Stadium. Happy you've joined us as the Adrian College Bulldogs hosting Heidelberg University. It's been an entertaining affair for sure. The latest event, if you're just joining us, was a penalty kick save from Jackson Vaca on the attempt from Kelly Atito after he came off his line and fouled the Student Prince striker. Now it's Aiden Lelin. Emmert, long ball to the far post. Bignell backtracking for it. Illestad out to punch it away. Knocked over a Bulldog player who's still down on the pitch. Illestad checking on him to make sure he's okay. Not intentional, just coming out to do his duties as keeper as Perry looks to flick that one onwards. Cleared away, but danger hasn't dissipated yet for Heidelberg. Sent into the middle by Devin Smith. Politti back into Heidelberg's half. Atito looking to turn with it. Playing through, onward for Zane Paul. Paul on the wing. And well cleared away by Andrew Pope. Adrian College showing their wherewithal against the onslaught coming from the Student Princes. This match has pretty much had everything so far except for goals. Thought we were going to get one when Atito stepped up to the mark. Leading returning scorer for Heidelberg, but wasn't able to best Adrian's stalwart keeper, Jackson Vaca. Heidelberg will play it out. Adrian throw. Substitution taking place. Davison will be replaced here by Anthony Ryder, who sees his first game action of the night. Switching sides with Mooser now. Brady Mooser was the hero a couple of games ago in a preseason scrimmage, scored the third goal that really put the game away against Bluffton. Wonder if the fullback will be able to generate a moment here tonight. Who will be the hero? 27.5 minutes left for us to find out. Chasing after it there was Hofius. So many foot races. Both teams looking to just play the ball in behind. Haven't been able to connect as of yet. Illestad gives it a ride. Flicked on. Pope has time to collect himself. Into the middle for Perry. Shaking his head in frustration after yet another turnover. Collided with awkwardly as the Heidelberg player was tripped up by the outstretched leg of Mooser. And now a show of good sportsmanship by Paul, who will help Perry up to his feet. The Bulldogs captain. Scored the first goal of the game against Bluffton. Had a shot on target in their previous regular season game against Siena Heights. This is just an absolute dogfight by two teams, both in their second game of the season, both winless, looking for their first. No trouble for Vaca. Just over 26 minutes to go. Rolled out to Andrew Pope. Number 15. Mooser tiptoeing the sideline. Laid off again to his center back. Switches the field for Politi. Ryder. Ophius. Looking to play a one-time ball to the on-rushing Bignell. Now Heidelberg looking to put together a counter. Atito with it. Beats one. Still on the dribble. Atito cutting in. Pope with him. Did very well to catch up to the speeding Kelly Atito. Gets a foot in. That's been the story. Great defending and great goalkeeping from Adrian College so far in this game. The climax was the save on the penalty kick by Jackson Vaca. Atito placed it very well on the ground into the far right corner. And Vaca just showed off his explosiveness, jumping to make the save. That was about 10 minutes ago now, and still we remain 0-0 here from Docking Stadium. Calvin Keys here with you on ACTV. Joseph played onwards. Nearly turned over. Hofi is pressuring. Trying to turn away from it was Mangone. Headed to the sideline by Amstutz. Drops back for Atito. Zach. Under 25 minutes left to be played. Timothy Zach. Mooser wasn't able to get ahead on it, but Pope will provide a lofty clearance as Asher Casino awaits his re-entry into the match. Settled by Zach. Plenty of time for Mangone to compose himself at the back. As we said, Adrian will see their next action next Tuesday when they take on Spring Arbor. Then the following day, they will face the University of St. Francis from Indiana. Politi. Muffed that clearance attempt. Staying with it now is Paul. And finally, Bulldogs able to get a bit of a respite as it's Mooser showing his prowess on the dribble. Releases to Andre Hofius. Laid off to the center forward, Perry. And here's Gavin Bignell. Chasing to the left wing. Bignell beats one. Cutting into the middle. It's Bignell. Didn't miss it by much, you know. Had Illestad staring. Wasn't sure if it was going past the post. That shot had a lot of mustard on it, but not the accuracy that was required. Still scoreless despite another quality chance. Bignell will have to remain optimistic. They'll need him down the stretch here. Been one of the top players for the Bulldogs tonight, number 13. Chiz will come back in momentarily for the Bulldogs as Andre Hofius makes his exit. Heidelberg will release to Illestad, the Norwegian, playing for his center back. That's Devin Smith. Now out wide for LaRoche. Beats Mooser 1v1, getting a tug of the shirt. Now on to Kelly Atito, who missed the penalty earlier on in this game. Locked up again by Pope. Mooser on ahead, but not to a teammate. Emmert nearly able to regain possession. On here now for Amstutz. Tyler Amstutz plays to the corner. Into the middle, where there are absolutely no black shirts. Emmerts trying to stay with it. Physicality on full display as players crash into each other. Desperate for the opening goal. Casino showing off his wheels. Can't keep a hold of it. Now a foul in from behind on Devin Smith, who clatters to the ground in a heap. It'll be a free kick for the Heidelberg Student Princes. Adrian ranked dead last in the MIAA preseason coaches poll, but this team feels like they're ready to prove the doubters wrong, and that starts here tonight. Weren't able to best their crosstown rival Siena Heights in their first game. Can they do so here in their second, their home opener against Heidelberg? Atito staying with it. midfield. It's Zach. LaRoche. Casino stabbed at the ball and was beaten. Zach into the middle. Trying to turn with it is Charitz. He'll have a go. Skipped a bit awkwardly, but in the end, Vaca saw it all the way. Lots of returning players for this Bulldogs team. Only lost one starter from last season. Training has gone fantastic, in the words of head coach Mike Hatfield. Players exceeding expectations, progressed ahead of where their manager expected that they would be at this point. The guys are working hard, having fun, and showing off their competitiveness, which has been clear to see tonight on the pitch at Docking Stadium. This is Hatfield's second recruiting class as a coach, so slowly trying to build a culture and a successful program here on Adrian College's campus. He really likes the group he has. They play hard for each other, and they have a positive energy, really focus on day-to-day improvement, and that's what is key here at the NCAA Division III level of men's soccer. Interconference play, Heidelberg versus Adrian, as it's another testing ball that Vaca will have to turn on the Jets to come out and grasp. Less than 20 to go. Under the lights here, ironically enough, Adrian College facing off against Heidelberg in soccer, or football rather, as the two schools are also facing off on Heidelberg's campus in Tiffin, Ohio in American football. Funny how those things tend to work out here in the sporting world, as Amstutz wasn't on the same frequency as a Tito. Vaca has time to get it to Luke Gritza for Brady Mooser, Grand Rapids, Michigan native, the sophomore. Poor turnover by Leland, which he does well to regain. Played on ahead. Bignell's eyes grew wide again. If that ball would have snuck through, would have been another premium chance, but Mangone dealt with it well. Chiz re-enters, along with Simon Joseph for Heidelberg, Ethan White, and Isaac Wienen also coming in. Jack Millette, the freshman from Grandview Heights, Ohio, also coming back into the game after he got a sampling of time in the first half. Mooser, Emmerts, turns by one, cut back here for Casino, clattered into Chiz, trying to try his luck, didn't hit it cleanly. Back into the mixer, where Emmert will hustle after it. Casino knocked off his feet, looked like that may have been the chance, but a lot of congestion there in that 18-yard box. No clear space to let one rip. Well won by Mooser. Casino trying to hold off Farage. Gritza. Switched on for Anthony Ryder. A delicious cross. Emmerts couldn't find the first touch, and he was offsides to boot, so it doesn't matter. Can Adrian's manager, Mike Hatfield, lead them on to a victory? Also coached at Trenton High School, led the Trojans to 8 league championships, 10 districts, 2 regional, and 2 appearances in the MHSAA Final Four. So trying to translate his high school success to the collegiate level and doing a lot of the right things. Emmert has it. Chiz, a good win, albeit a bit of a tough collision there with Devin Smith. Maybe it's Farage in here as he receives the ball. Hussein Farage not able to turn. Andrew Pope, who gets another thunderous applause. He has been astute tonight, using his speed and pace to his advantage to keep up with opposing attackers. Really hasn't given them much in the way of chances just because of the way that he has stayed goal side at nearly every point in this match. This one bouncing in dangerously. Perry didn't have the clearance he had hoped for. Jackson Vaca, another diving save. Crowd gives a well-warranted hand to that man, Jackson Vaca. Arguably the man of the match so far for either side. Chris Chiz attempts the long ball. Took a weird hop on Devin Smith, but he was able to stay with it. Back up ahead for Simon Joseph now. Dropped for the 6, Zach. Joseph up the line. Cut into the middle now for Green. On ahead for Heidelberg. It's played over the top for Raj, trying to get a foot in, but not enough. Rolled quickly by Mooser as Faraj tries to track him down. Mooser into the middle. Gritza, who's played a more defensive role in this second half. Millette, beautiful ball to Casino. Took a heavy touch. Can he keep it in play? Not quite. Andre Hofius checking back in for Adrian, replacing Owen Emmert, who has showed a remarkable work rate. The last game for the Bulldogs was a tale of two halves. A first half where their effort was wanting, and a second half where they displayed an excellent work rate with no end product. This game, they have given their best throughout, as have Heidelberg. It's been a stunning match to watch, despite no end result on the scoreboard. Illestad. Lob pass on to his fullback on the far side. That's Green. In through the middle. Atito knocked that one high in the air and then settles it for himself. For Zach. Great interception here by Gritza. He's rushing on. Tries to play the 1-2 with Hofius. Doesn't come off for him. Unfortunate turnover for a promising counterattack by the Bulldogs. LaRoche will look to throw in. Faraj trying to turn his man, which he does well, and he's in behind Mooser, but not past Andrew Pope. Gavin Bignall. He's had a few looks at goal. Can he generate another one? Back on the pitch. 13-20, all that remains in this one. 0-0. There's been a penalty saved by Jackson Vaca. He'll make another one here, coming off his line. Lots of Bulldog athletics in action today. It was an extensive schedule, 8 varsity sports playing for Adrian on this fine Saturday. Men's golf got it started early at 9:30 a.m. Invitational at Olivet College. Women's volleyball was at the Great Lakes Crossover in Sandusky, Ohio this weekend. Played Capital University and Waynesburg today. Men's rugby got the win against Michigan State University. That was at 1 p.m. Men's and women's tennis was visited Ohio Northern. And women's soccer is actually down in Tennessee for the weekend at an invitational tournament. Played Maryville at 4:30 today. And, of course, Adrian versus Heidelberg football is going on down in Tiffin, Ohio, as the Adrian football team plays their opening game of the season. But we're happy you've joined us here at Docking Stadium as Adrian College hosts Heidelberg in soccer action. No goals to speak of, but plenty of exciting moments. At the forefront was the penalty save by Vaca on Heidelberg's premier striker, Kelly Atito, who's making his Michigan homecoming today. Taylor, Michigan native. Leland will drop this one back. Dante Perry. Will he be caught from behind? Stays with it. Just a light poke on to Gritza. Put some steam behind it. Deflected out. Another corner kick. These chances are going to be increasingly more valuable as the clock continues to tick down. Politi coming up from a center back post to offer a pass into the box yet again from the corner flag. Only 2 men back for Adrian. Everyone else getting up into the fray. Important moment. Watch for Leland shifting in on the back post. Headed away with little trouble for the Student Princes. Wienen turning it on. Gritza. Chiz. Long ball ahead. Tried to find Bignell. Instead, reached only the head of Nate LaRoche. Bignell staying with it. Heidelberg defender tripped on the ball. Did an excellent job to stay with it. A late challenge from Mooser. That will warrant a free kick. Adrian will have to hurry to get back here. Adrian players crowding the location of the set piece, which prompted Devin Smith to motion to the assistant referee, trying to tell him they're not allowed to stand that close on the free kick. Leland speeding after it. Pass was too far away from Hofius, and now it's Wienen the other way, trying to spark a counterattack as it's played into the box, and just too far ahead of Ethan White, who will applaud his winger Simon Joseph for the attempt. Fewer than 10 minutes remaining in this match. 0-0. Heidelberg and Adrian. Hofius looking to change that. Over the top, looking for Chiz. Defended by Trent Green. Made a mess of it. Chiz tripped up in the box. Referee quickly signals nothing doing. And looks like he'll show a card here. I believe that was to Dante Perry. May have said a word of frustration to the man in orange. Believes his teammate Chris Chiz may have been caught out inside the premises of the penalty area, which would have warranted a penalty kick for Adrian. Heidelberg had one earlier off the miscue from Vaca, which he quickly made up for with a well-timed save. Perry thought his team deserved one. That call looked like it could have gone either way. It was one of those 50-50, but as a referee, you can't blow those for fouls unless you are absolutely certain, especially at this stage in the match. Ball will head into the stands. Thrown in by Hofius. Headed away well. Hofius winning it back, trying to stay with it. Finally comes to Ethan White, the Englishman. Leaves for Zach. Perry trying to deflect it. Knocked on with the head of a Tito. Pope turned right back into the hands of Ethan White. Simon Joseph will win the throw-in for the Student Princes with less than 8 to go. Turning into the middle is Wienen. Played in behind for a Tito. Leland quickly offering up a clearance. Wonderful ball there that couldn't quite be controlled. We're seeing lots of bounces on this turf. Makes it difficult to catch passes that are coming in hot. LaRoche. Awkward play there for Mooser, who fell onto his backside. Adrian winning the set piece. Nothing like a match under the lights here at Docking Stadium. It's a great atmosphere. Decent amount of fans in attendance for this one. Pope standing over it, trying to get his team up the pitch. I'm sure Heidelberg's manager, Nick Spell, a Marietta College graduate, has been pleased with his team's success, as has Mike Hatfield, manager for the Bulldogs. Started the collegiate club programs at Michigan Dearborn so many years ago. Also coached at the Downriver Soccer Club. And at Adrian College has been his latest stop early on in his tenure in his second season. Has to have liked the intensity from his men. But Wienen will turn by Leland here. Wienen. Isaac Wienen upended. Beautiful skill on the dribble. Rolling around in discomfort. Still down, holding that right leg of his. Certainly hope he's okay. It was an awkward movement, trying to turn around the defender. And still looks like he's in a lot of pain. That'll usher on the trainer. If you're just joining us, it's been back and forth action here at Docking Stadium as we get a bit of a respite for an injury.
College Television has the pleasure of airing all Adrian College football games this 2021 football season. And along for the ride are these wonderful sponsors, including the Adrian College Bookstore, Gurgin Insurance Agency, Carlton Lodge, and sponsoring each week's player of the game, Hungry Howie's Pizza. Be sure to stay tuned to the end of each broadcast to see who was named Hungry Howie's Player of the Game. College Television has the pleasure of airing all Adrian College football games this 2021 football season. And along for the ride are these wonderful sponsors, including the Adrian College Bookstore, Gurgin Insurance Agency, Carlton Lodge, and sponsoring each week's player of the game, Hungry Howie's Pizza. Be sure to stay tuned to the end of each broadcast to see who was named Hungry Howie's Player of the Game. In College Television.
Welcome back to Docking Stadium. We had a brief commercial break due to the injury of the junior defender for Heidelberg, Isaac Wienen, Georgetown, Texas product, being helped off the field right now after he was caught awkwardly trying to spin around an Adrian defender. I believe it was Luke Gritza who offered him well wishes as he was helped off the field. But what this sets up is a bit of a dangerous chance for the Student Princes. Not far away from goal, Kelly Atito, he's their goal scorer. He's going to take this free kick again. Dante Perry's coming off the field right now. He was booked with a yellow card for some disrespectful talk he had for the referee after he opted not to award a penalty to the Bulldogs after a 50-50 challenge on Chris Chiz that probably could have gone either way. Atito will place it. Formulating his plan in his mind, the crowd goes silent. Referee signals for the game to resume, sends it in, and it's off the wall. Gritza getting in the way of it. And that's the kind of night it's been for Heidelberg strikers. They've done the hard work, haven't been able to find a clinical finish. 0-0 with 5 minutes and change left to play. Ethan White whips it in to the far post. Atito bouncing around in the box. Heidelberg players calling for handball, but it doesn't look like they'll get one. And playing it out of harm's way was Trent Green as he had Chiz hot on his tail. Owen Emmert's going to come back on. Hofius will come off. He's put in a shift tonight. Mooser has the throw. Returns it to Pope. Andrew Pope taking advantage of his space, providing a nice ball to Bignell, which he scrambled up. Gritza in with a good challenge. Joseph getting up gingerly as it's Ethan White. Laying it off for Atito on the right wing. Atito, a good move on the dribble to get past Ryder. Sends it on the ground into the box. Pope cuts it out. Only as far as Timothy Zach. Headed up to Chiz. Contesting for the header. Student Princes come away with it. It's Zach. Timothy Zach has had a great deal of possession for his side here tonight. He'll win the foul as Chiz put a leg in a bit clumsily. It's another free kick, and the referee's going to have a word with him now. Under 4 to go. Clock ticking down precariously. Haven't had a goal to speak of in this one. Wonder if we're in for a similar fate. Last game we called here was Earlham versus Adrian women's soccer. Didn't have a goal in that one. Maybe we have one here. Not quite. Simon Joseph was wide open. No white shirts anywhere near him. Puzzling, but luckily for the Bulldogs, it didn't come back to bite them in the foot. Jackson Vaca, numerous saves for his squad. He's put it all on the line tonight. Sends a goal kick, soaring down the pitch. Pope for Gritza. Back for Pope with the header. Ball skipping about. Bignell in behind on Stein. Curiously wasn't called for the foul. Now it's Mooser. Nice move to skip past one. Shove towards the touchline. Just came out of bounds. Mooser will drop it on the floor. Heidelberg wins the throw-in. Intensity at an all-time high in this match. Lots of physical play. Mooser caught from behind, and that will be a booking. Noah Sharitz, the perpetrator, earns a set piece for Adrian, and he'll post up directly in front of the ball, waiting to be signaled by the referee to back up. Luke Gritza taking on the role of provider with Justin Sarka out of the starting 11 at the moment. Here's what could be a quality chance for the Bulldogs with just over 2 minutes left. Gritza, low ball into the box. Illestad did well. Misjudged it at first, but then got a significant piece of it. Leland poked onwards. Emmert, did he come back from an offside position? Referee rules no. Still Emmert, put into the box for Bignell, and they score! A last-second goal! What a finish for Gavin Bignell. They'll head to the same sideline where they celebrated their decider in the preseason scrimmage as we take another look. It's the lean up for Owen Emmert, who did ever so well against all odds, kept the ball in play, put it to the near post, and a superb finish from Gavin Bignell. He did the honors. That secures the lead, and maybe even the 3 points for Adrian here late on. 2 minutes left. The Bulldogs, they fell 1-0 on Thursday to Siena Heights. Can they scrape out a 1-0 victory this time around under the lights at Docking Stadium? Gavin Bignell. Big-time players show up in big-time moments. And Bignell certainly left his mark on this game. Pope looking to get rid. It's all hands on deck for Heidelberg as they look to mount one last attempt to equalize. Sent up to the near sideline. 1-0 Adrian. Gavin Bignell finally able to find that elusive finish past Sigurd Illestad, who has put on a good performance here tonight. He's finally beaten by the Bulldogs. 1-0. Not much time left. Anthony Ryder will try to milk as much clock as he can out of this throw-in. Dante Perry will come in. Jack Millette to come off. Gavin Bignell found the only goal in this game. He's only a freshman, the 5'9" winger from Muskegon, Michigan, graduated from Oak Ridge High School. And only his second game at the NCAA Division III level. You can't write this sort of stuff. Scores it with 2 minutes left. And now the name of the game is trying to run off the remainder of clock. Just a minute now for the Bulldogs. Ryder trying to take the ball off of Tito, which he does. Gritza sent down the line as far as physically possible for Adrian. 45 seconds separates them from a 1-0 win and 3 points. Illestad urges every muscle in his lower body, try to get that ball down the pitch. Emmert, karate kicked away. Nate LaRoche turning into the middle. Devin Smith sends it far to the right wing. Atito from the corner It's a goal kick. 13 seconds, and the clock will tick down as Jackson Vaca will send away this final free kick. The Adrian Bulldogs capture their first win of the season, and they storm the field. A meaningful moment provided by Gavin Bignell. The freshman out of Muskegon delivered the decider. 1-0 it will finish. Adrian Bulldogs topple the Heidelberg Student Princes. That's how things will stand. That'll do it. A brilliant match capped off by a couple of brilliant moments. The save by Jackson Vaca to deny Kelly Atito at one end, and Gavin Bignell finds the only goal of this match at the other. 1-0 final. Thank you for joining us. Still out of breath here with all the excitement and action. We'll be back next week on Tuesday for the next men's soccer match as they take on Spring Harbor. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great rest of your weekend, Bulldog fans.
Adrian College Television would like to give a big thank you to our sponsor, Carlton Lodge of Adrian. Carlton Lodge is sponsoring all ACTV broadcasts during the 2021 to 2022 school year. Located at 1629 West Maumee in Adrian, Carlton Lodge offers comfortable rooms and suites at affordable rates. There's also a heated indoor and outdoor pool, along with a 24-hour fitness center. Thank you for the continued support toward Adrian College Television.